Hello, Ryan here, aka Mac, and welcome. We have a good old meaty ship and vehicle update to run through today, so let's get cracking. As always, a huge thank you to all of my patrons and channel members. Thank you so much for the support. Cannot do this without you guys. It is truly appreciated. Right, let us kick off with an update on the Paladin, which is the sort of latest gunship coming from Anvil. This has progressed into the LOD0 stage after actioning on feedback received from the Grey Box Gate review. Also, the exterior was slightly behind the interior, but that has since been caught up with, allowing for further refinement between the two. Now, this being in LOD0 means it's pretty far along, and all that really remains once they are finished with LOD0 is final art and the downstream teams like audio and visual effects getting their stuff hooked up. So I suspect we will be seeing this ship before the end of the year, and chances are it'll be for the IAE. Now quickly for the Kruger Wolf, which released quite recently and instantly became a favourite of mine. The update on this month is how they are now implementing the component bays, which we heard was happening from John Crew recently, so it shouldn't be too long now until we are able to physically swap in and out the various components of this beautiful ship. Very excited for that day to come, albeit we don't know when. Now, for the Ironclad and Ironclad Assault, these ships progress towards their white box reviews, with the team finalising the asset kit that will be used across all other Drake ships. So still quite a long way to go before the Ironclad is even near ready. As we know, this is not a this year ship, and they want to hold off until its command module is functioning, which doesn't end the work there until end of December anyway. But this means that they will be using all of the assets that they use to kit bash many of the areas of many of the other Drake ships, helping to speed up development. And this is a similar process of what they did with the Polaris, soon the Perseus, and then the Galaxy, helping to push out ships quicker by reusing the assets. And obviously the big one would be the Kraken, but also they will use these to likely update the Caterpillar somewhat as well and get that into a gold standard. Talking of gold standard, for the RSI Aurora series and the Aegis Hammerhead, these two just kicked off work to bring them up to that current standard, which is the gold standard. That's just what it's known as. With the team now focusing on their cockpits and dashboard views, as well as physicalizing their components. Now, when they announced that they will be gold standarding the Aurora series, it made me very happy. It has been a dream of mine for years to be able to test out the engineering mechanic in the Aurora, as that is the first ship I ever owned, the Aurora LX, and I have always dreamed about being able to do that inside the Aurora, just due to how simple the system will be with all of its single components, many of them likely accessible from the inside. So I am really excited to see this long-forgotten vehicle get the love and attention it deserves. And also the same kind of goes for the Hammerhead. It'll be a great ship to get that gold standard pass. So looking forward to that as well. It is a big workhorse, is the Hammerhead. Not that I'm even an owner, it is just a cool ship. Now next up, we have a quick update on the Hull B, which says that it entered pre-production following the approval of its updated concept. So glad to see that the other Hull series are beginning to move into production. And for those that don't know, the Hull series are essentially a range of dedicated external cargo hauling vessels that are said to basically make up the bulk of the traffic that you would see in the trade lanes around the verse. And you may have seen the Hull A being the compact but very capable small hauler, or even the Hull C, which as you know is a big hauler. But what you may not know is that there is also the Hull D and E, which each increase in size from the Hull C, both of which are monsters of the hauling world. And once the Hull B is done, I do wonder if they will use a lot of the assets from that to update the Hull A or the Hull C. If it needs it, it might not, but it should also help to apply it to the Hull D and then the Hull E. I don't even think I'm prepared to see a Hull E flying past. The Hull C is huge, so seeing a Hull E would just be mind-blowing. Now, on to the ships that are coming in Alpha 4.3.1. We have the Apollo Triage and Medivac. They continue to get prepped for release, with testing and bug fixing being the focus, although we do not have that on the PTU just yet for 431, which has actually opened up to Wave 1 now, but yeah, no sign of them yet. The ship's team also supported the gameplay teams with these new medical adjustments, with the design document now available to read and get a better understanding of what is to come. Very interesting, I do highly recommend reading that. Cannot wait for these changes in 4.3.1. And of course these ships, it is going to really help to change the game into the direction that it's always intended to be. I mean, these medical changes, especially with regen, or Death of a Spaceman I suppose, have been part of the plan from the very beginning, and one of the main reasons why I am so excited for Star Citizen. So yeah, very intrigued to see how this plays out, but there is a lot more to come. Now, the Perseus was prepared for its LOD 0 gate review, with additional lighting and detail passes being done across both the interior and exterior. And I think this is also slated to release around the IAE time, and it will be an absolute beast of a ship, a great new addition to this lineup of large militarized vessels. Already the Polaris, the Idris, they are so much fun to use. I know the Perseus is not quite as big, but it should be a very useful ship for certain things. Well, for taking those ships out, I'm sure. Now, finally, for the known vehicles, we have the Drake Kraken, which says its pre-production phase continues on, and nothing more given there. So it's still not yet in full production. They're still maybe reconcepting it, getting things ready before they start developing it so that less problems can happen down the road. But I think they did say that they will likely kick off the actual production of the Kraken more towards the end of this year. Now, for the unannounced vehicles, after speaking about the Apollos, it did say that some of the team who worked on them moved on to a related but unannounced ship. So I am assuming this is something medical related. Could it be an alternate Apollo variant? Maybe? I don't want to speculate too much here, as I have no idea at all, so we will have to wait and see for that one. And finally, 3 unannounced ships progressed throughout August, with all of them currently in various stages of the grey box phase. The first one, it says, is approaching its final review, so likely to release sometime soon. The second is receiving improvements to component accessibility, so early grey box style maybe. And then the third and final one recently entered grey box following its white box gate review. So still 4 new ships there in development, 3 of which are in grey box in some area of grey box, and the 4th potentially being medically based. But again, no idea what any of these will be, so we'll have to wait and find out. So there you go, quite the chunky update. Some great new vehicles on the way, starting with the Apollos coming in Alpha 4.3.1. I think John Crew said there is quite a few ships coming towards the end of this year. I don't know if he was including the Apollos in that one. I get the impression he wasn't. But yeah, definitely some exciting ones coming along. Do let me know what you're most excited for. For me, it is the Aurora, the gold standard Aurora LX, which is kind of funny, but I have been so excited for this little vessel to get updated, and I can't wait to see what it looks like once it's fully updated to the current standards and get that engineering in there as well. With that said though, for those interested, the TOBII iTracker 5 is 20% off until I think the 11th of September, and using the link in the description will get you that discount, but also it provides my channel with a direct kickback, helping to support my videos, so it is much appreciated. A big thank you to everyone who has bought one already. Let me know how you're getting on. For me, it was absolutely game changing. If you do enjoy my videos, please do consider subscribing and helping the channel to grow. Come and hang out over at twitch.tv/SuperMacBrother, or here, while I am live on YouTube as well. You are more than welcome to come and say hello and hang out with us all. Hit the thumbs up if you don't mind, it does the channel a big favour, and tick that notification bell if you would like to be notified when my videos go live. Again, a huge thank you to my patrons and channel members. Thank you for the support, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.